Hello everybody, this is Kathy from TN Old English Sheepdogs. Got Phoebe here today. Phoebe was our very first poodle. She's mom to Sky, who we still have, grandma to Willow and Tilly, who breed with us, and several of your doggies' mommies. Phoebe now lives with my daughter. She's being trained to be a full-time service dog for our grandson who is autistic. Okay, are you gonna leave, Phoebe? Okay, Phoebe's gonna leave. Okay, I want to talk to you guys today a little bit about something that we get the most calls on or text after a puppy goes home, and that is puppy nipping. Puppy nipping is something, first of all, if you are looking into getting a puppy, please know this is something you're going to deal with. Completely normal behavior. And I say nipping, I'm talking about, puppies grabbing, chewing on everything. And it's real cute when they're like 8 pounds, 10 pounds. It's, oh, look, they're chewing on me. It's wonderful. It's not so cute when they're 20 pounds. So the first thing that I want to say to you is it is completely normal, okay? Your dog is going to do this regardless of what size, regardless of what kind. Your dog is going, it's the way puppies explore. It's things that they do. Your dog is not aggressive because he bites at you. Your dog is not aggressive because it growls. I'll go over that in a minute too. This is normal puppy behavior. The biggest thing is that you have to get control of this before it ever happens, okay? Just like when you have a child, you don't necessarily let a child get away with something when they're little because it's cute, and then when they're older, try to correct it because you've already let them know that it's okay to do. For instance, if a child pitches a fit when it's 18 months old and 2 years old, and you allow it to pitch the fit because you think it's funny and you laugh at it, when that child's 5, guess what? They're still going to be pitching a fit, and then it's not so cute anymore. It's the same thing with the dog. So first of all, the moment you get your puppy, we don't allow them to bite at us and to chew on us when they're at the house and when we're bringing them up. Don't allow them to do that when they get to your house at all. Make sure your kids know it's not cute for them to grab, hold, and pull. It's not cute for them to be chewing on you or chewing on your foot. I know it doesn't hurt when they're little, but they're going to continue to do that if you don't stop it. And also, if you don't start to teach a puppy when they are 7, 8, 9 weeks old that you are the boss and that they have to listen to you, then they're not going to respect you when they get a little bit older. So again, you have to start that puppy training when they're little. Get a hold of that. As far as the nipping goes, the best thing that we have seen that works is to startle them when they're with their litter and they're chewing on each other and biting, which they do. When a puppy yelps, it hurts, they yelp, it startles the one that's doing the biting and they stop immediately. They let go and they bite, or they let go and they release. So what we do, the moment that a puppy puts its mouth on us, doesn't have to bite down, doesn't have to hurt. The moment they put their mouth on us, we go, ah! That's the sound that we make. It can be Caesar Milan, who we really respect as a trainer. We think he's great. He does this noise where he goes, ch, ch, and the way he describes it is you're distracting the dog. You're taking his attention to something else. So figure out what it is that's going to work for you, what comes natural to you. It can be a loud, sharp no. It can be whatever is going to startle the puppy into, stop what I'm doing and what is this? And do that every single time. Another thing that we really think works well for us, and when we get a puppy back that someone has not trained well, that has gotten out of control, and we have the job of getting that puppy back under control, number one thing we do right off the bat, and I suggest this, period, I think this is a great idea when you have a puppy in the house. Take a leash, cut the leash off to about 24 inches, 18 to 24 inches long, and leave it on that dog all the time while it's in the house, all the time. That way, when the puppy is misbehaving, and they will, when the puppy is misbehaving, you can grab the leash and don't have to grab the dog. The biggest thing that I want you to understand is, when you have a child, you do not expect that child to never have to be corrected, to never test you. A child is going to test you, most children. Some won't, some puppies won't, but most of them will. You don't want to be put in a position where that dog, if he's testing you or if he's having a bad day, might put his mouth on you, not meaning to hurt you, but they're bigger. So if you're having a struggle with the dog as far as who's in control, It's easier to grab that leash than to grab the dog, especially if they're aggravated and having a bad day. So keep a leash on the dog. Really easy to just grab that leash. And also when you grab that leash, and I'm not talking about strangling the dog, please understand I'm talking about just grabbing the leash and giving it a quick tug. You're going to, again, snap that dog into, oh, what's going on? And a dog's going to be a lot more well controlled through a leash than through just grabbing it. And that brings me to the last thing that I'm going to talk about right now. And that is when you have a dog, when I get phone calls that say, oh, this dog is aggressive. I have had two where they felt like it was a serious aggression problem. Both times we took the dog back. Both times we rehomed the dog with no problems at all. Never had to have any intervention. We never had a problem with the dog. Is that to say they were doing something wrong? Not necessarily wrong, but I believe probably they had just allowed the dog to they became afraid of the dog when the dog was little and was just testing them. And then they get this the way Cesar Millan looks at it is it's like an attitude that you put forth. The dog knows if you're scared or not. So you have to let the puppy know from the beginning, I'm in control and you're not going to act like that. Doesn't mean beating them. Doesn't mean kicking them or abusing them. By all means, please don't do those things. But it does mean letting the puppy know, no, you are not going to act like that. I'm not afraid of you. So when those things are happening, when a dog is testing you, the best thing you can do if you've got that leash on that dog, in my opinion, now there are people who disagree with me, but this is our experience. The dog is trying to get what it wants. The dog, just like a kid throwing a temper tantrum, it's trying to get its way. It's trying to be in control. Take the dog by the leash, walk it, hey Josh, take the dog by the leash, take it to its crate, put it in the crate and lock the door and walk away. That's not what the dog wants, okay? So if you do that every time, if the dog learns, when I growl, that's what's going to happen, or when I snap, that's what's going to happen, it's going to quit doing it, okay? Just like a kid. If you keep disciplining a kid over and over again and they don't like the discipline, eventually they will stop. Eventually your dog will stop. It will, if it's not getting its way, it's not going to do it. We had a dog that we took back one time. It was not a dog that we even sold. It was a dog that somebody else sold. Their breeder would not help them at all. They felt like this dog was going to hurt them. So we went and got the dog. About 3 days in, the dog was perfectly fine. About 3 days in, Pappy startled the dog. Todd startled the dog on accident. The dog was underneath the table. Pappy kind of hit it, just with his hand, like bumped it. And the dog turned around and snapped at him. So Pappy immediately reached down and was like, oh, no, you don't. And when he did, the dog growled at him and became like, okay, who's going to be in control here? And Pappy let him know real quick, this ain't going to happen. Didn't hurt him. Didn't do anything to abuse him, but let him know, oh, no, I'm not afraid of you. I'm not going to do this. Put him in his crate. We made him stay in his crate in the room by himself for 15 minutes. Never had it happen again. Never. Dog ended up being rehomed with a family that came and got him. And wonderful results. Another dog that we had, the second dog that we had that people, fabulous family, love this family, consider them personal friends, but they felt like they were scared to death of the dog. It's the second dog they got from us. They were scared of him. Said he was aggressive. So we went and got him, gave them their money back, took the dog home, ended up keeping the dog and getting some puppies out of him. Fabulous dog. After we got a few puppy litters out of him, we sold him to a family in Ohio, I think they live in. Just sent me pictures the other day. They absolutely love him. They think he's fabulous. Never had a problem with him. So if you have a dog that is growling or whatever, you need to get control of it. But more than that, get control of it before it happens. Get control of it before you have an issue. Nipping, growling, things like that. They're normal behavior. It's going to happen. Get control of it before it gets out of hand. And if it does get out of hand, please see a trainer about it before you just get rid of the dog or whatever. Because if somebody just directs the dog a little bit, you may have to have some help because you may be afraid, and that's understandable if it's gotten to that point. But again, just let your kids know, and you guys know, a dog can act like this. And one other thing that I'm going to add on to this real quick. It may sound like I'm going another direction, but I'm not. Sometimes dogs just have a bad day, and also dogs can't talk to us. Sometimes they're just letting us know, I don't like that. If your dog is growling every time you grab it by the collar and pull it, then quit grabbing it by the collar and pulling it. Put a leash on it and try it that way. Do something different. If your dog's growling every time you walk into the room and try to take a toy, then that's a whole nother thing, and that needs to be addressed. But if your dog's growling when you pick it up, and you don't know why it's growling at you when you pick it up now, because you've been picking it up since it was 8 pounds old, or since it was 8 pounds, well, now it's 20 pounds. It doesn't want to be carried around anymore. Just stop doing that. So understand, sometimes dogs growl as a way of letting us know, I don't like that. And sometimes we need to respect the fact that just like humans, dogs have things that just rub them the wrong way. You don't want to do those things. So just take care of that from the beginning. If you need help, if your dog is nipping at you, jumping on you, you've let it get out of control, and you just can't figure this out, please go to YouTube. There is a plethora of videos available that have lots of different ideas. Some of them, they'll tell you, do not put the dog in the crate as punishment. I don't do it as punishment. I do it as a way of, this is where you're, like a time, well, I guess it is kind of like punishment, but, I'm not hurting the dog. I'm just, that's what I think works. So some of them will tell you not to do that, but there's lots of ideas out there. Watch several videos, get several ideas. You may have to combine ideas, but please know that just because a dog growls or nips does not mean it's aggressive, just means it needs to be taught. All right, guys, that's all I've got to say today. You guys know you can always call us and message us if you have any specific questions. We'll help you in any way we can. Thanks. Bye.